How the hell did we used to do it? How did the gays know where to find each other? Was it word of mouth? Or some hardcore Sherlock Holmes deducing? Or just trial and error? Good thing we don't have to worry about that anymore because the guesswork is gone from today's guest because he spills the tea on the hottest gay destinations and secret cruising spots around the world via his YouTube channel. I'm Patrick Marano, and this is Queerly Us. Now, before we begin, if you enjoy this content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you do not miss an episode. He's a Brazilian traveler with a flair for adventure and a mission to connect the global gay community. He's the creator of the popular YouTube channel Your Gay Guyde. And for the past year and a half, Carlos has been traveling the world, showcasing the best gay bars, clubs, cruising spots, and cities, all through his unique, fun, and open minded perspective. Welcome to Queerly Us, the man himself. It's Carlos. Hey there, Bisha Loca.
Hello, how are you?
Did you know that I speak Brazilian?
Some
Portuguese?
Portuguese?
I don't.
Yeah.
No.
You've been to Brazil or not yet?
I have not. It's on my list. It's like top of my list.
All right. Yes, there are lots
Yes.
of tops there, so you have to go.
Oh my
Because,
gosh.
a lot of people come to me like, where is a good place to find tops? Because where I live, there are only bottoms. And I'm
Oh
like,
my
how
God.
can I know?
I hear that all the time, but do you know, as somebody who's more of a verse bottom, I have no problem finding tops. I don't know why, but I'm like a top magnet.
It's the face. You have a pretty face. That's
Okay,
why.
I will
It's
accept
easy,
that.
trust me. It helps a
Thank
lot.
you. Well,
So I
I
love that you
just
said in the beginning. Sorry, I like that you said in the beginning about the word of
yeah,
mouth
yeah.
because the mouth helps a lot, to go around when you go to places,
Whoop, it's
especially for
true.
the cruisings.
Well, on my channel, I cover a lot about, like cruising and stuff like that. And a lot of cruising historically has been word of mouth. It's people sharing stories. It's the community is very interconnected and they tell each other where to go and you know what I mean, when to go and stuff. And we've had to rely on that. But more and more there's things like apps, like Sniffies,
Exactly.
for example, or Squirt or Sniffies, which I know that you've talked about Sniffies in your videos.
My last video, yes, because
Mhm.
Sniffies is not so popular here in Europe
Yeah.
as it is in US. So when I went to Miami,
Oh,
and this is something that I noticed when I was editing the video, because the drag queen called me on the stage, and then we were having a conversation. And she mentioned it, like, "How did you get here? Grinder, Sniffies?" And then
yeah.
from when she said Sniffies, I was like, "Is she trying to say that I'm using drugs or something like this?" Because in my mind, I didn't know the
Oh,
application, so I
okay.
was like, "Sniff." So I was like, "Okay, who this girl is?" And then later on, when I was editing it, like, my friends from America, they said like, "No, this is a very famous application. It helps a lot. Everyone uses it here." So I was like, "Okay." So when I was in Berlin, I actually had a look, and it's amazing because you can. I'm doing promotion here, but
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can kind of find locations. And to be honest, like when it comes to cruising, it's hard because one thing that I understood, at least in Europe, they are never so close. So it's always like somewhere that you need to get a train, you need to get a car, or
Mm.
after a train you get another train, and then you have 30 minutes walk. It's very easy to get lost. So when you get those applications that point in the map, at least you're kind of okay. I know it's somewhere here, so I just need to walk and find anybody suspicious going towards some bushes, and then you find the fun. But it helps a lot. Helps a lot.
It does help a lot, and we'll come back to the cruising. We'll come back to the cruising because we jumped ahead a little bit. First of all, what does Bisha Loca mean?
A crazy gay.
A crazy gay?
Somebody that's Pisha Loca. It's like how do you call it in North America?
Well,
It's
Loca's like
kind of
like
like
crazy,
queer,
right? Like
a queer person.
Bisha. Okay.
Pisha Loca, a queer person, or we call them Pocky, which is very
Pocky.
sweet. Pocky is very sweet.
Oh, okay.
Pocky
It-
is like a queer, very feminine, that loud and proud, that goes in the room and get the fan and goes vrah, 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 vrah,
okay.
which is
Oh.
super popular in Brazil as well. People in Europe they hate when you
They hate the
when
flacking?
they hate it. Like the fan
Oh,
choreography.
yeah,
In
yeah,
Brazil,
yeah,
go to a party, everyone's going vra 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 vra
yeah,
vra.
yeah, yeah,
I have mine somewhere here.
and they hate it.
They hate
Well,
it.
so wait, what's the word again so I can say it to my Brazilian
Pocky.
friends? Pocky?
Pocky.
Pocky.
Yeah, pocky. Because in
Po
Portuguese,
pocky.
we don't we always finish the words with
Yeah.
a vowel. So for example, we don't say
Ah,
Facebook, we say Facebooky,
yeah, okay,
TikToky. So
okay.
probably you heard this from your Brazilian friends
Like
before.
Italian or something, everything ends in a
Yeah,
vowel.
YouTube,
Okay,
YouTube.
okay. It
All
makes
my friends
everything
make
sound
fun of it.
nicer. I'm sorry, if everything ends in a
Really?
vowel, it sounds nicer.
Yeah, YouTube.
Yeah, yeah, I like it. Why not?
Fucking me, like this kind of thing. Something.
Why not? Well,
Yeah.
so I wanna start at the beginning. You're from Brazil, obviously,
Mhm.
and then what made you decide to relocate? Because now you're in Malta, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What was the decision?
Um, Two things at the time. So I've been here like 9 years, almost 10. So it's going to be 10 in January.
Mm.
And I had a friend before, a very good friend of mine from Porto Alegre, the city that I come from, and she did an internship in Malta before to improve her English. And
Oh.
and at the time she wanted me to come with her, but I didn't have any money to do. I couldn't leave my job, so it was like impossible. But I kept that in my mind. So like, okay, I want to do something like this. And my friend, she was always like the one that she just goes with the 2 feet on the door. I was always like, I don't know, I have to check, is it safe, kind of thing. And then we had the World Cup. So she went, well, I think 1 year, and then the year after, Brazil was hosting the World Cup. You call soccer there, we call football.
I
So we
know.
were having the football World Cup in Brazil, and some teams played in Porto Alegre, my town. So Australia was playing there. I think England played there, and we had suddenly like this bunch of foreigners, because we are not like Rio de Janeiro. We are not like a very
Mm.
touristic place. So suddenly we had all these foreigners speaking English, and they could not speak one word. So it was like, fuck, like how can I communicate to the
How
world?
am I
Like,
gonna meet men? Yeah.
how can I start thinking other?
How am I gonna have sex with men?
Exactly. How
Right.
I, can,
Okay.
how I can say I'm top or bottom?
Yeah, yeah.
It's difficult. Imagine if you're in an orgy, like, you need to
I
communicate.
mean, these are
So
the
many things
problems we
around. They need,
face. I
they need
mean,
to know.
these are serious problems.
Yeah. And then I had Malta in my mind. So when I had the opportunity, I went to Malta. I did an intensive course for 1 year and a half. Then I met my previous husband and got in love, and then it was a beautiful love story. I was so green. I don't know if you have this expression in English there, but here when we say I am green, it's like a fruit that
Yeah, like
you
you're
cannot eat
new. Like it's
yet.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, we do.
So yeah, I was green,
Okay.
and he was going to the cruising himself and getting naked on the beaches, and I was like, oh my gosh, I was so shy, I couldn't even get like my shorts off.
Mm.
And him and his friends were like all knowing each other, and then suddenly you go to the gay beach and everyone naked. And for me it was shocking. I was like, oh my gosh, how can you see the penis of your friend, like but
Yeah.
then after many years, I got to go to those places. I got to enjoy, I got to understand. And the idea of the channel actually started when I started traveling quite a lot after COVID. Everyone went mental. So when they opened the doors here in Europe, I started traveling, and I went to Poland, which was Krakow. It was one of the first countries that I went. I went with a friend of mine, and we were like, okay, so the things are opening now. We have some bars to go. Let's go back and have some gay life, some things to fill our mouth. And we checked on Google. We got a list of things, and we started going to those places. Closed. It doesn't exist. Then one bar was open, so it was super empty.
Mm.
And we were like, why we have those things that are not even accurate? Like we need to find places.
Mm.
So Grinder, another promotion. Those guys need to contact me and get me
Yes, yeah, both of
some
us.
business.
Yeah. Mm.
No, right? And I went on Grinder, was speaking to a guy, and a guy told me, no, there's this big party here. It's massive. This is the address. It's going to happen today. La 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 la. And then I told my friend, and we went. But picture this scene: like we are in Poland, which is not so open when it comes to uh, LGBTQ plus rights. Of course, you have clubs and stuff, but it's still very narrow-minded.
Mm.
The taxi dropped us like in the middle of nowhere. It looked very residential, nobody in the streets, and we were like, nobody. And my friend was like, I can't believe this guy scammed us. How can you trust him? And it started like, bombing my ear with complaints. And there was like, okay, let's just wait 10 minutes, because if there is a gay club, somebody's going to appear from somewhere and enter the place.
Oh my God.
But honestly, there was
What
no
an
sign of it
adventure.
whatsoever.
Yeah.
Then comes this POC. Remember the word? The POC?
Yep.
Bicha loca.
Yep.
Out of the car, like all pink and like high heels and stuff. And there was like, here's the one that we'll follow.
Yeah.
And then this guy opened a door, walked through a corridor, and then down the stairs and up, and then behind the building. He did a long way. I think it was almost like 4 or 5 minutes walking inside that building, like outside.
What?
Yeah, and then he went to the, how do you call the?
And you were following him the whole time?
We were following.
That's
Actually, we
pretty,
said like,
pretty creepy. Was he scared, or he was probably running away from you?
Well, I don't know. Maybe he wanted something, man. Foreigners, in a place that probably just locals know.
Well, right.
So how do you go? The basement. And then there was like stairs going to the basement, and we entered in this club. It was massive, like 3 different dance floors, like loads of people, cruising area, and all these crazy things that you can imagine. We had a wonderful night, and on that travel, I told my friend, like, you know what? Somebody should do something like this to tell, where to go, how to get there, and this kind of information, but especially for travelers. If this guy didn't talk to me on Grindr, I would be having dinner somewhere and losing this fun. So that was the first time that this appeared in my mind. So I kept on traveling, and then I went to Tel Aviv Pride almost 1 year after. On Tel Aviv Pride, I met a very good friend of mine but at the time we were kind of, yeah. I can't do that. We were like that. And we kept together the entire holiday when I was there. And he used to do OnlyFans. He still does OnlyFans, and he was quite big on OnlyFans. And I was seeing him all the time, like working on the cell phone, like talking to this OnlyFans guy, because OnlyFans is a lot of work. If you think that the guys from OnlyFans, they just put a picture of the penis and make money, it's not like how it works. It's very tough. So you have to chat, you have to post, you have to, it's like to be a little bit of psychologist. And anyway, but I saw the guy working, and I was like, I want to do something like this. Long story short, Tel Aviv Pride's end, I go back to Malta, and I found out that I had monkeypox, which is around now again.
Which is around, it's back.
Yeah,
I know.
I had monkeypox. It was the second case in Malta at the time.
You're like patient 0 almost.
Yeah, patient almost. I wonder who was the first one.
Oh God, he stole your thunder. Okay.
So because it was the second one, that everything was super new. They took 1,000 pictures of my body.
Okay.
Because they had to understand how it looked like and stuff.
Not pictures you can use on OnlyFans, that's for sure.
I can't use that. Yeah, somewhere in the hospital, someone in the hospital has some pictures of me, but not so cute.
Not cute ones.
If those ones leak, please ask me for the original ones.
Yeah. Oof.
And then I had to stay 25 days quarantine. So imagine, after COVID,
what a nightmare.
you go, and then you have to go back to quarantine.
Yes.
And I live in a studio. So my studio is quite small because I travel quite a lot. So I don't want to live in a big house.
Yeah.
And for me, that was just perfect. But at the time, it was awful to stay literally 25 days in this little box where I couldn't go out. They would come on my door and knock my door to see if I was there. They would call me all the time.
Oh my God.
And they are very, 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 very strict on that. But that was the time that the idea of the channel came into my mind. So then one week I spoke to my friend from OnlyFans. You know what? I think I'm going to do like a travel guide. You know what? I think I should. And then I started like during that 25 days, I started building the idea. I started building the name, the brand, how I wanted to be, what I want to say. So I took that entire period to do the logo, the media kit and stuff. And that's how the Gay Guyde was born. And it was actually coming from a dream, because I was like, at the time I was like praying all the time and this kind of stuff that I do quite a lot. And I said, like, I want a very strong name. And this was before going to bed and sleep. So I just got a small notebook, a pencil, put it next to my bedside table, and I asked my angel, and this is true, right? I know you see angel in the cruising, but I do pray for the angels too.
Yeah.
And I said, like, please I want the name to come in my dream.
Yeah.
So I left that thing there. In the middle of the night, I woke up.
Oh, for
I had
God's
this thing
sake.
in my mind, Your Gay Guyde. I wrote it down,
Yeah.
back to sleep, and then the name was.
Wow.
That's how he was born.
The angels love you.
The angels love me. Oh,
They
they do
love
love
you.
me. Trust me. I've been to so many places that they've been doing overtime with me.
They took care of you. Yeah, they took care of me too. Trust me. I should be dead a lot, like really,
Really?
like many times. I don't know what I'm doing here. I feel a lot of similarities with you. I love that you were able to take something that potentially was, well, that was a rough time, something negative that happened to you. Well, COVID, first of all, happened to everybody, and it was really, it sort of started this journey, and then monkeypox, and then you're sequestered at home and you're stuck there, but you take that time to develop something positive. And I
Yeah.
think that says a lot about who you are as a
Mhm.
person. And also, the what is it, necessity is the mother of invention, or something. Like, you realize that there is a lack of information out
Yeah.
there. Like, where do we go when you go to a city? Like, there is not good information online of where for us as a community to go, unless they have a super developed area. Like, I was in Manchester recently, and they have a really great, like,
I'm going there next week.
you're gonna have so much fun. Yeah, like, Canal Street is so awesome, and it's beautiful too, because it's like on the canal, so it's
Yeah.
a pedestrian street, and it's all like cobblestone, and the whole strip is just gay, so it's like you can't miss it, you know what I
Isn't
mean?
it
But
good when you go to a place that's only gays? I love it.
yeah, it was great, and I love that it's concentrated in an area. It's all walkable. Well, the whole city, it's actually, you'll see, it's extremely walkable. The entire
Yeah.
You can walk from one end to the other and just, like, not ever use, like, public transportation, which is all over the place, which I love as well.
Yeah.
Um, but my point is, when you go to maybe a smaller city, or like Krakow, for example, where it's a little bit more like, well, where do I go? I don't know where to go, and you have to sort of be there, or word of mouth. So we need people like you telling us where the fuck
Yeah.
to go. You
And
know?
funny enough, I never did a video there yet. So it was the
Yeah.
place
Well,
that the idea was born. But yes, I do think we do need more. When I started, I remember to do a research. I didn't find anybody doing any sort of work of videos like this. And the thing is, I think we still have a kind of taboo when it comes to sex. People don't want to talk about this or to get their brand related. To be honest, like all the so far people that come to do any partnership with me, they are not even gays. Like
yeah,
they are like somebody that wants to sell something, but they are not LGBT. But they can see potential on making money from this.
yeah,
And maybe because I talk about those topics of like going to a cruising, openly talking about sex, which I have no shame about it.
hmm,
Why I cannot associate my face to something that everyone does.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
uh, so yes, I do think that we need more people. I didn't want to be the only one doing this.
hmm.
Like you told me that last week you interviewed
I spoke
the
to
one
Inside
before
Rob.
was
Inside
Rob,
Rob.
no?
Yeah.
Inside Rob. Like
Mm,
I actually got to know Rob 1 week before, I got to know you, and it was
mm,
like, wow, how amazing we have this guy now going around Germany, which is a place that a lot of people like to go and
hmm.
talk openly about these things. And before, at the time that I started, there was nobody. I'm not complaining because that made my channel grow quite fast. But in terms of how can I say? I think we should kind of get our strength and power together and kind of collaborate to each other, rather than saying no, no, I don't want to do this because he talks about sex. So what? Like
Yeah, oh my god, for sure. Yeah, especially, I mean, we're all part of a small community, but there's a big viewership that enjoys watching it and needs and wants the information, like, and we all have our own voice, like, I do bathhouse sauna reviews where I
I
go
love,
around and what's that?
which I love. I
Oh,
love watching Sauna's review because I go to the cruisings.
yeah.
Shh, don't tell anybody, right?
No.
But usually I go to the cruisings. I never go to a time in a time that you can actually do the cruising because I want to film and they don't want to expose people.
Right,
So let's
right,
say
right.
the cruising is like super busy in the evening.
Mm,
I go in the afternoon, morning, and make the videos. Go
mm.
to another one. So I kind of do like this. But I love saunas.
Mm.
Sauna is something that when I finish everything,
Mm.
I just go to the sauna, I relax. So I
Yes.
love seeing reviews on saunas. Love it.
So I know your last video, you were in Berlin. Did you go to Boiler?
I didn't. I was a very
What?
good guy. I was a very good guy.
Ah!
I know.
How? How can you
I
go
will,
to Berlin and
I
not
will
go to
explain.
Boiler?
I will explain.
Okay.
So how can I say that?
Oh my
Because
God, are you
everyone says like
monogamous
you
with
should
your?
go to boiler. The thing is like when I went to Berlin,
Mhm.
uh, I
Oh God.
have
You
to
don't have to disclose anything
no,
you
no, no.
don't
I
want
just
to.
no, no. It's just like how I put in words.
Oh, okay.
So it's like in the gay world, stuff that people do. I don't need to say the names, but there are things that we do, which is quite a lot sometimes when you don't realize you need to stop. You get my point? I can talk about drugs.
Partying? Okay,
Uh,
yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Okay.
candies.
Candies,
So I
partying.
was like, okay, I was doing too much on that way.
Ah, okay.
I realized in Gran Canaria when I was there was okay. I had fun. Don't take me wrong. It was amazing. It was a very nice trip. But then I was like, okay, this is going too fast and too
Uh,
much. So
okay.
I decided to do like I stop. So from Gran Canaria, I went later to Paris, but Paris I didn't do anything. And then I was in Madrid Pride. So Madrid Pride, after 2 months, I did it again.
Yeah.
So now what I'm doing is like I'm putting holidays that I really want to do that I think is going to be fun. So I
Okay.
say, okay, I did it in Madrid. The
Yeah.
next one is going to be La Demans. Everything that happens in between,
Mm.
I'll be having a drink and having fun.
Yeah.
So I avoid going to places where this can tempt me to use. So that's why I didn't go to Boiler.
Just to be clear, we are not promoting the use of
Yeah, no,
drugs.
we're not. And
You were
actually,
just
we're being
talking
actually
about
very,
yes. Okay.
we have to find a way when it's going too fast and stop it because
Yeah.
otherwise
Oh, I
enjoy.
went too fast for too long, and I don't anymore. So
Yes,
I
yes, yes. I think I have a lot to offer to the world. I think my
yeah. Oh,
channel is
you're
just
still young, and
growing, very
also like
clever.
what you're doing is you're traveling around and going to these gay and going to the prides and everything. I mean, it's
Then the
bound to
thing is like,
slip in, but you got a job to do too because you got to film your YouTube channel because we
wow,
need the
no,
content.
yeah.
So
So it's hard, and then like the recovery of the week
it's
after
awful. That's why I
is
don't do it.
awful. So I need my
No.
brain to be there to make the videos because the videos that you see, I create them. I have an editor, of course,
Hmm.
but
Yeah.
the storyline I create. Before going to the place, I have to do research. So it's not just like somebody comes and do things. So I need to do research. I need to film. I need to be with energy to go around. Otherwise, like if I'm just, of course I find time to party as well, because if I am in a place I want to have fun, and I think that's the main thing about my channel, because now there are other channels that they are doing what I'm doing. But
Hmm.
I think my where I win, or where I am different, is because I go, I have fun,
Hmm.
and what people see, it's actually me. I'm not faking it. I'm not
Yeah. Yeah.
acting. It's not like 1, 2, 3 camera go, gay guys ready.
I think the most successful people on YouTube are the ones that are just being authentically themselves.
Mhm.
They're not putting on a show, they're not being somebody else. My friends are like, "What I see on your YouTube channel, like, that's just you. That's who you are." So, and I think, to your point, you're just being authentic and stuff. So, people are they're coming for the information, but they're also coming for you.
Yeah, no, I think the information is what bring them to your channel,
Yeah.
but what keep them to your channel, it's you, and the way that you it's like a dance, the way that you guide them towards
Mhm.
this world,
Mhm.
this dance moves.
Mhm.
So, and one thing, I don't know, like I heard from, I love drag queen shows, I see RuPaul's and all this kind of thing,
Mhm.
and I heard from one drag queen giving an interview, and she said like how much doing drag helped her actually to go through depression, to many other things that before she used to be shamed about,
Mm.
and because of she's doing drag, or he's doing drag, you know she's proud of those things. And I remember about the Gay Guy channel, like you can see I do those jokes, I'm all the time taking a piece, and just making fun all the time. And before the channel, I used to be like, oh my gosh, nobody's going to want me
Yeah.
because I joke all the time. They like this masculine male domination kind of guy, and for a period of time I was acting like that, and I could see that I get attention. But my personality was something that used to shame me. Like, I was like, oh, I cannot be like this guy, because they will not take me too serious in my job when they do, like, and I was in a management position, and I used to hear it all the time from my directors, like, they will not take you serious because you joke all the time, you are too bubbly, you are so nice, you
Yeah.
cannot be nice.
Oh.
So when the channel came and the Gay Guyde was born, I could be myself and use it to talk to people. And now that I've been doing it for a year and a half, but a year and a half, that's in the a year and a half from the time that I posted my first video. But I started filming actually 2 years ago, exactly 2 years ago today, during Circuit Party, which is happening now. So I started like half a year filming, and then I started editing and posting the videos. So because I've been doing it for so long, I meet people that they come to places because of my channel. When I was in Gran Canaria, people are like from nothing. I was in the queue going to the toilet, and somebody, "Hi, Your Gay Guyde," like,
Oh my God.
and they were
Yes.
talking. I was like, "Oh my gosh, you're just like the video."
Yeah.
So,
Which I
and
think is
then
nice for them to see.
yeah, and it's nice for
Yeah.
me as well, because and as I said, I used to be shamed about this persona, which is me, and they created another persona to be accepted. So
you're in your drag queen era.
yeah, I am a drag.
Right?
I'm in my original doll. How Britney used to call that album that she never released, original doll.
Oh, I don't know.
Original doll era.
Yeah. Okay, I want to ask you, because you've been around. Like, you go around. I don't know how you do it. First of all, like twice a month, you were saying.
Here.
I mean, I don't. You. No, I mean, like, you travel a lot. Not you get. Well, you also get around, I'm sure. But you travel a lot. So I mean, I was scrolling through and watching your videos in Paris and Bucharest and Miami and Egypt and Argentina and stuff. So I want to know, what has been your favorite city so far and why?
Ooh, Berlin is one of my favorite cities in the world.
Okay.
It was the second time that I went there. The first time that I went there, I wasn't doing this crazy gay things, but the city is so lively. There is so much to do, and it's just amazing, full of history. They don't hide anything. It's not like, I don't know how it's in Canada, but in Brazil, it's like we are, maybe it doesn't connect to the topic, but like, we are the country that had slavery for the longest, but we don't have one museum to talk about this.
Right.
So we hide these stories.
Right. Just pretend. Oh, everything's fine. Everything's. Don't look over
I
there.
have it's on the book somewhere, but we don't have actually. We don't face our history in the way that we should.
Okay.
In Germany, no, it's completely different. You find exactly what happened, how it happened, and there in your face.
They're not. They can't.
And they like this because there is so much to do, so much to see.
Yeah.
They are so open. And when I say open, even when you think about those kinky, fetish, crazy stuff that you see only in movies,
that's what they're known for.
Go for it. No, they really go for it.
Yeah.
And like a man, woman, and all the types of fetish, and they are so like, if you don't like it, it's fine. This is my space. I will do it. You respect it. If you want to do whatever you want to do in your space, I will respect. So they have this kind of mutual thing. It's not like, look, are you doing the kids? And then, like, it's not
right.
And Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. If you want to, it's not because I'm Brazilian, but
but isn't
maybe
it?
it is. Actually, no. But if you want to go and have a really good time in terms of parties, fun, and meeting nice people,
yes,
Brazil, nowhere in the world can beat it.
Okay, let me tell you, I was planning a trip to Brazil for Carnival, the next one, like in March.
You will be there.
Well, no, I was, and then my partner spoke to somebody from Brazil and was all like, "Oh, it's very dangerous for foreigners, blah blah blah," and then he freaked out my partner, and now we've switched our plans. So I'm
Where
like,
are you going instead?
What's that?
Where are you going instead?
Well,
still thinking.
Yeah. That's still up. We're still debating, but now it's kind of really derailed that plan. So I'm kind of like, which I'm kind of disappointed. So we can talk about this off the air, and you can give me the
No, it's fine.
you give me the skinny on Brazil later.
Yeah,
but it's definitely on my list. I mean, what a beautiful country.
Yeah, there is this. The thing is, when we want to invite people, I think we also oversay things.
Yeah.
And that's like the guy that I told you, the OnlyFans guy, that today we are like two sisters.
Yeah.
He did a trip in Brazil with me. We stayed 1 month together.
Oh, wow.
We did Brazil, then we went to my hometown, and we did, I think, around 8 towns in Brazil, in different states. Then we went to Foz do Iguaçu in Argentina, Buenos Aires. Then we went to Patagonia. We did a whole trip in Patagonia. So we had like 1 month together. And when he was in Rio, at certain point he was like, because I was like, put your phone in the pocket. Don't do those things, please.
Right. Just
And he
take
was like,
precautions, right? Like a
and
normal,
he was
like
like,
just.
Carlos, you're being too much. Like everyone was with the phone, And so I
Hmm.
think because we don't want you to leave the country saying bad things, I think we
Yeah.
oversay things. Like
Okay.
if you go from the hotel to the beach, just take a flip flop, just take a credit card, and just
Yeah.
take maybe a very I don't know, like a very cheap cell phone.
Yeah. But you're not
But
going to be like kidnapped and like held for
no,
ransom and
it's
like.
literally like us
I mean, you
trying to
could be, but
overprotect. No, we could, but I don't think it's
yeah,
gonna happen in
I
that
know what you're
way,
saying.
And it's usually when those things happen, it's like there is a reason behind. They're going to kidnap somebody that's a millionaire that they can ask for
Right. Or they're
something.
part of some gang or something.
Yeah, it's not
I
going
want
to
to.
be Carlos, that maybe will give them ah!
Oh, so they
No,
do watch your channel.
more.
They watch your channel. I knew
They
it.
would keep me there.
Yeah. I want to circle back to the cruising, because I cover a lot of cruising and I different destinations, like bathrooms and in the woods and stuff like that. So I get it's very polarizing. Like there's some people that really enjoy it and they're like, "Oh, this is so fun, thank you," or "I learned a lot," or "I've been wanting to do this, but I was too scared, but now I kind of feel like I have more confidence to go ahead and do it." But then you have the other side that are very like negative comments. So I wanted to read some of the comments
These are
because
nuts.
well,
I get a lot of
and
those.
then and then I want to
These
hear
look like
what you would
nuts.
say to these people and their
Yeah.
comments. So I'm going to read a couple of them. So one of the comments I get is, "You're giving gay men a bad name and putting the gay movement backwards."
Mhm.
What would you say to somebody like that?
Some people like to be backwards. I don't
Ah!
know. Some people like it. What is the thing? Like in Portuguese, we have an expression that we call like the gay who is a heterosexual key holder. Is that how we call it?
Ooh,
The key
okay.
holder when you get like on your keys, you get those
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse or whatever, and we
Yeah.
say that it's like the gay that tries to act in a way that is a heterosexual people think gay should act, thinking
Mm,
that because he says that he's going
mm.
to be accepted on that group. Darling, you will never be accepted by them. You
Carlos, you
can be
nailed
a
it.
priest in the streets. They will always see you as gays. So one thing that we also say in Brazil, if you have the fame, go to bed.
Oh my
I mean, go
God.
to bed, and if you have the fame,
Period.
you can be Princess Diana. They will still talk about you.
Yeah.
They will still say that gays suck cocks in the street. They will see a very good example. We have to hear all the time that gays are pedophiles. I don't hear in the news gays, raping kids and stuff, but I see priests doing this. So,
Right. Yeah.
like,
Okay.
relax. Go to the cruising.
Period.
Watch my
I
video.
next time I get a comment like that, I'm gonna ask you to write the response.
Yeah,
Not
the,
that it
the,
even
the
not that it even
heterosexual key holder. Remember this word. In Portuguese, we say chaveirinho de hétero.
oh, well, I'm not gonna. Okay, key holder. Yeah. That's perfect. I love that answer. Okay, another one that I get is, no one cruises the parks, bathrooms, or trails anymore. Everybody is on the apps.
It's half true. I don't know how it is in Canada or USA because, for example, like when I just went to Miami.
Hmm.
Miami, the grinder and the apps work really well.
Hmm.
The cruising, it's more like I was on the beach and then it's the end of the beach and then I'm going towards the car park and stuff, and then things happen. In Europe, we do have the culture of going to those places just for that. There are many people that they don't like the apps and they like going to the cruising spaces because it's not only dark. Like for example, it was before the interview was just in one cruising beach in Malta. It's like a naked beach. Some people they like to sunbathe and walk around, and then it's not only about having sex. You also have connections there. You speak to people. You exchange Instagram, WhatsApp, or where are you from? If you are in a touristic place, I come from Canada. Oh, how nice! And then you start a whole conversation. These you cannot have in the apps
Hmm.
because the apps is you again like the conversation that I had. I created a persona to be liked. In the app, you are just a persona that you create to get people into your bed to have sex, but then that's it. They go.
Hmm.
So I like both. I'm not saying that I don't like the apps. I think they are both are good, but the nice thing about the cruising is, first of all, they are never closed. If I stay in the app all the time, I will stay in a hotel room forever. Maybe I walk 3 streets to go to another place, and that's it. That's my holiday. When you go to a cruising place, you need literally have to take a train, go on a map, you check, you walk the streets, and it's a whole journey. That, and then you
You're
end up in
getting
a,
exercise,
you
right?
get exercise, you're
I mean,
getting
fresh air.
fresh air. Like in Rio de Janeiro, when they went there were monkeys going coming
Well,
and
there you
watching us.
go, right?
Yeah. So
Wildlife.
could you see it if you were in a grinder date? No, you couldn't.
No. You'd be in
No.
a dark room somewhere with your nose and
Yeah,
your phone. For me, it's about time management. Like it's too much wasted time
it is.
on the apps, chatting. Hey, sup, blah, blah, into pics, blah, blah. And I'm just like, and at the end of the day, I don't even really know who I'm talking to until they show up. And then you're like, and then most of the time you're just like, I mean, that was a waste of time. So
Yeah, and when they don't come up like, yes, I'm coming, and then you know what happened? My mother died, and then because they chose another
yeah,
guy
and
that
you're like,
in
your
their
mother
eyes is
died
better than
again. Like you
you.
used that last week. Okay. Another comment I get is only perverts go cruising in public. What about families and children? I get that one a lot. What about the
Um,
children? They love that one.
they always like to put children,
They
right?
love using the
And always
children.
the
Yeah.
thing like, I think I heard Madonna saying this. I don't remember, but it's like they don't mind putting the children to see this like movies that they have of one person killing 1,000 other people with guns and stuff. This is
Right.
okay. If they have
Right.
if the children see a kiss in the screen, my gosh, perverts.
Carlos, you're so
They
wise.
are. Like
Yeah.
what is the concept of the kids cannot see a kiss, which is just a demonstration of love, but they can see a guy going around and killing or like cutting the Game of Thrones.
100%.
Kids loving it. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh! Like they are
Yeah.
literally like, open, getting lifting the head and getting a knife on the throat. And this is fine. Kids can watch it, but they cannot watch gays. What I would say, like, I haven't been to a cruising that it's close or so right on the face. It's not like in a playground, like
Right.
as I said, the cruisings are usually isolated, it's quite isolated
Yeah.
from city centers or from the public. Of course, nowadays, because the mindset changed, we get cruisings in the toilet and the stuff, so on and so forth. But it's usually not like this.
Yeah.
And one thing that I noticed, I don't know if you have this thing, but this is because now when I do the videos, I actually search for the gay history and stuff.
Okay.
So we have to remember that 50 years ago, in many many countries, to be homosexual was a sentence to jail. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and there
Mm-hmm.
was no way to get out of it. Maybe just denying you could get out of jail because of that. So if I was bringing a guy into my house and my neighbor report me to the police, I could go to the jail, and then lawyers and stuff and so on and so forth. So I think that's why the cruisings, the old ones, they are always far, because people couldn't be seen by anyone. So that's why it's so difficult. Like if you think about to go to the cruisings, it's always a way to access. It's never easy. It's always like you have to go with good shoes, a good pair of trainers and stuff, because it's not easy at all.
And then
Now,
it's
yeah,
raining, and then
yeah, it's raining, it's mosquitoes everywhere, like.
Mm-hmm.
But perverts again are the ones that, and another thing that we have to put in consideration, the majority of rapes that happen,
Mm-hmm.
if you take the numbers, it's somebody from the family. So the person is inside the house. This is a pervert. It's not a gay that's going to find another cock somewhere,
Right.
or
Right.
to have a kiss, or to have some. We are actually going away from this to find our fun.
Yeah.
So, if you want to talk about perverts, talk about sexual education in schools, because
Yeah.
when kids find out what sex is, we are going to get so many reports from girls, from boys, about being abused inside their houses.
Carlos, you're
Sorry, I'm
so
going to but
smart.
that's true. I mean, I hate
Yeah, no, you're right. That would be a byproduct of sex education. Would
No,
people
it
would
is. That's
in
why they don't
school, the
want
kids
to
would be
have
like,
it.
"Well, wait a minute, that's what my uncle does to me." He said that was normal, but that's actually sex? Okay. I knew
Mhm.
something was wrong.
They don't know.
Yeah.
Like usually, and that's why when you get these very conservative people, they don't want to put those topics
Mm.
on debate, because I don't want to say they are the ones that do it, but like
Well,
whenever it comes out the
yeah,
name, it's always it's
a
not all of
Republican.
them, but it's always one of them.
Yeah. Wow,
Sorry.
this conversation took a yeah. Well, and it's like the drag queens, saying that they're grooming children and stuff. Like it's all those same people saying those things. So
It's like I don't know these people honestly. Like that's why I like Berlin. You
yeah,
don't
you
get
don't
this.
get that there.
You don't get that there. You
Well, then
get
maybe
like
I'll go to
you're
Berlin instead
fine
of
in terms
Rio.
of sex, drugs, or whatever. Or I
Yeah,
don't know. You want to be cuckoo. You want to be drunk. You want to be
you do
singing.
you.
I don't know something the street. Do it.
You do
But
you.
don't invade my. You do you.
You do you.
That's why I love it there. I love the mindset there.
Okay, so your channel's not all about cruising. So let's talk about like the cities and the bars and the nightlife and the gay life. I asked you your favorite. So what has been your least favorite city so far and why? Uh-oh.
That's tough. They
Uh-oh.
will hate me for that.
Well,
I would say
but
the
give
one
a
that I had
reason.
a
We're going to
very
give a reason.
yeah,
Yeah.
I had a very high expectation and
Okay.
it didn't reach. I'm not saying that
Okay.
the place is bad.
Yeah.
So two places.
Yeah.
One was Miami.
Okay.
I had a huge expectations on Miami,
Mm,
and US in general. When they got there, I was like, that's it. But
okay.
Grindr worked really well there. It's like the
Yeah.
apps worked really well, but the social life, the actual social life, was a little. And everyone from there was telling me, no, Miami is like the American Barcelona. It's super cool. It's a lot of people, a lot of things to do there. And I was like, eh.
Mm.
And then they said, no, you didn't have the right experience in Miami. No, I had. Trust me. I was with
Oh.
a group of friends that they were taking me everywhere. I
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
experiencing the best of the best. I'm
Yeah.
not saying that is bad. I'm just saying
No.
that I had very high
Yeah,
expectations.
high expectations. Yeah.
And Buenos Aires. Buenos Aires was so disappointing. Jesus Christ. But I
Really
have to go back
interesting.
there. I
Okay.
have to go back there. I went there in a when they have like those long holidays.
Oh,
Probably
like
people
where
left
everything is
because
closed and whatever.
it was open, but the vibe wasn't there.
Okay. Was it like
And
a religious holiday or
no, it
something?
was something to do with the dictatorship. So there is a
Oh.
time during the year that they celebrate the end of it.
Mm.
So that's why there was a long holiday. The
Oh.
city is super nice. Buenos Aires is super beautiful. But in terms of gay life, I was with my friend from OnlyFans, Fiki Macho, follow him,
Okay.
and
Shout
both
out.
of us we were like, like why we expect again because we expected a lot. It's not this.
Mm.
It's not again. It's not. I'm not saying it's boring.
No, no.
We go to a place expecting something. Like
Yeah.
I think we had like high expectations on Buenos Aires,
I
but we
always
loved Argentina.
I always tell people go with no expectations. I mean, sometimes that's hard. In a city like Miami or a lot of American cities are you see it in movies and TV and America's really
Spot on
good at like
marketing.
like we're the best. So then
Yeah,
of course your expectations are going to go
yeah.
so one city I went to in the US was Minneapolis. Was amazing.
Really, I
It
never
was
heard
ama
about this.
it was great. Yeah. This was back in my porn days, and I was, doing appearances around the country, and they were flying me to different and I was appearing at some club in Minneapolis, so I didn't choose it. It was kind of like that it was a work trip. I was stripping at the club, and I got there, and I had 0 expectations, and I got there, and I was like, "This is a real city. This
It's really
I
cool.
like this vibe." Yeah, and I like those surprises when something comes out of nowhere, and you're like, "Ah,
That's good. Yeah, I remember another one that I didn't like that much is Paris, but I love
okay,
Paris because it's one of my most watched videos. So keep on watching it.
okay."
Um,
Watch it again.
watch it again, please.
Yeah.
Make a comment.
Well, it's the
But
most
Torremolinos.
beautiful city, but yeah,
No, no. I mean, we can't
yeah,
discuss about that because it's beautiful.
yeah, yeah.
But in terms of gay life and things to do, it was a bit.
Okay. I wasn't sure. I
Uh,
felt the same way when I
Torremolinos.
was there. Which one?
Have you been Torremolinos
To Paris?
in Spain? No, no, no. It's in Spain.
Oh, in
So
Spain? What is it?
Spain, like there are 4 places I would recommend a lot,
Mm. Oh,
and specific times of the year.
okay.
Pride Madrid,
Yeah.
it's a must. Like if you
Okay.
want to have a really great experience once in
Oh
life,
boy.
Pride Madrid, you should go.
Okay.
There is Barcelona Circuit, which is a party that's happening now.
Okay.
Um,
Oh, I better hurry up.
like something that you have to do once a year. It's not you don't
Oh,
once a year. No, once
yeah.
in your life, it's nice to be there.
Yeah.
But not every year because it's always the same, but once a year, it's amazing
Yeah.
to be there.
Okay.
And another one, which is, there are two places, Gran Canaria. Canary Islands is like North Africa, so Spain has some islands there, Tenerife, Gran Canaria, and a few others. And in Gran Canaria, they have a pride that lasts 1 week,
Yeah.
and they have Maspalomas, which is a gay village. They have a huge shopping center in the middle with gay bars, gay places, gay restaurants. Everything is gay, and the gay pride there is so good.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, it's amazing. And then Torremolinos, which is kind of Gran Canaria, but in the continent. So Gran Canaria, you're going to see people from all over Europe, from all over the globe. It's very international. And Torremolinos, it's the same kind of vibe, but it's the pure Spanish. So if you want to go, and see Spanish guys,
Yeah, I do.
without many tourists, Torremolinos is the place to go.
Torremolinos.
I
Okay.
loved it. And again, I was with very low expectation when they went there. Oh gosh.
I've been to Spain a few times. I've been to Barcelona a couple of times, in Madrid and Malaga and Toledo and
It's in
stuff.
Malaga. Yeah, it's next to Malaga.
Oh, okay, cool.
Torremolinos. You
I'm
went
actually-
there. I could see your name. You for sure you were there. They have the how do you call it? Infinity. You haven't been to Infinity?
Bathhouse?
No. It's really good actually. That one.
What is
No,
it?
Infinity is like a festival that they one of the days they have like the Oscar for porn.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
actors
yeah.
and stuff.
They have it there?
So, yeah, they have it there. You happen there
Oh.
in October, but I went there in August. But super good.
This will be the final question. What's your next destination?
So I have big plans for America. When I mean America, I mean the whole thing, not only the North.
What do you mean, the whole country?
The whole continent.
What's your next city destination?
So yeah, my next city destination is going to be Manchester. So if you guys are going to be there, please
for Pride, yeah.
reach me for Pride, yes.
Yeah.
And then this year, before the end of the year, I'm going to do Amsterdam. I'm going to do Rome. I want to do the one in Turkey. I forgot. My God, you cut this part.
Is it Istanbul?
Istanbul. I want to do Istanbul.
Okay.
So probably before.
Yeah.
And then New Year's Eve, I go to Rio de Janeiro again.
Okay.
And then from there, once I'm in Brazil, I'm going to do more like America. So probably Colombia. I get a lot of requests to do the one in Mexico, Puerto Vallarta.
Oh, Puerto Vallarta, yeah,
You
of course.
that one?
I have.
I get a lot of requests to do videos there.
People love it there. They love, especially from North America, because it's close, the proximity, and everybody goes in the winter. Every single gay man in North America goes to Puerto Vallarta every winter. And I'm just kind of like, when I go there, I see everybody from Toronto, but on the beach. So I'm like, I'm trying to get away from you guys. Like, no, but it's like, well, I want to see new faces. Like, I don't need to see, you know what I mean? Like, but people go down with a bunch of friends and they rent out a whole Airbnb and it's a scene. So for sure you have to cover it.
All right. Yeah. So that's my plan for next year. And Brazil Carnival. I will be in Canada quite a lot next year.
Oh.
So Toronto and a few other places. So
okay. Well, you're gonna have to give me a call when you're here, so I can.
Yeah, you can collab with me.
Show you. Okay. You come with no expectations, please.
No. I learned the lesson.
Okay. Please come with no expectations. Carlos, I'm going to put all of your links and everything so people can find you. It's going to be down in the description below. Thank you so much for coming on today. I really appreciate it. Congratulations on all your success. We're going to be watching you in the future for all your future videos, and good luck and keep in touch.
Thanks so much. Thank you for contacting me to have this amazing conversation. I think, again, we need to get this more often, gays getting together to talk about topics that, in the end of the day, everyone wants to know. And yes, I hope to see you in Canada when I'm there.
Absolutely.
I'm doing the invite already now. So if I am in Toronto and this guy is not with me, it's because he said no.
Oh, no. Really? Okay.
Well, now if you don't cut it.
Okay.
You have to show my video.
Okay, let me know.
All right, I will.
And for the rest of you, I will see you in the next episode of Queerly us.
Bye bye.
Bye.